So one of the best ways to get listings is going to be leveraging direct mail. There's a lot of pros and cons. I've sent probably 300,000 pieces of direct mail in one given month, but for about a 5-year span, I sent over 40,000 pieces of direct mail to almost every home in my city. And the reason I was able to do that was because it was extremely profitable. And not only was it profitable, it was the best thing that I did to get listings. What's going on, everybody? I'm Michael Reese, a digital marketing expert, an agent, and a real estate coach. And I teach realtors, team leaders, and brokers how to grow and scale their real estate business through digital marketing, content creation, and social media. If you want proven strategies that you can use to get more leads, close more deals, or scale your real estate business, then you're gonna love this video. So keep watching and make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I put out new content every week that will help you turn strangers into clients and build a business that works harder for you than you do for it. All right, everybody, this is one of my most famous direct mail pieces that I actually sent. I sent this piece out in 2015, and one thing that I want to teach you guys is direct mail, it's all about learning the process, and there's a lot of things right now that you could be doing that will make your direct mail work, and I want to share with you the number one thing I would do if I was doing direct mail. So first, I want to give you a little bit of the backstory. When I first started in real estate, I went after expired listings, and obviously what ended up happening is I went on so many expired listings, but every time I would get an appointment from making phone calls for sometimes hours, then I would go on the appointment, have to put out the sign, and do all of the things in order to service that home seller that I wouldn't be back on the phone. And so that created this kind of peak and valley where I'd have listing appointments, then I wouldn't have listing appointments, then I'd have listing appointments. And so I wanted to solve that. And obviously, the first way I went to solving that was hiring an ISA, and that worked for a long time. But then I had to scale the ISA department or come up with another way. And unfortunately, during that time, a lot of people weren't answering their home phones anymore. People were getting to the point where they weren't really having home phone numbers, mainly cell phone numbers. And so you kind of saw this shift in the market. And so what I did was I started studying one of the best direct marketers and direct mail marketers in the country. And as a result, I started learning more and more about direct mail. And a lot of the times I could see real simple pieces of direct mail that worked well. And I saw other complicated pieces of direct mail. And so let me give you a little bit of the backstory on my direct mail experience. First, when I first started, I went with the old envelope. And one of the things that I learned early on is having a handwritten envelope. And I had to figure out, was it worth the actual extra labor dollar in paying somebody to handwrite every single envelope? Make sure you use a first-class stamp and you use an envelope with a handwritten address on it. It will give you an increase in your conversion. Well, as I moved away from the old envelope and inserting the envelope, which had a lot of pros and cons, in my envelopes I would include business magnet cards and other things that I felt were additional wax at the piñata when it came to making offers to the individual, to that consumer. I went with the direct mail postcard piece, and the reason I went with the postcard was because it was an impression. And that's the game that changed for me, is I wanted to start building a brand in my city. And so I remember seeing one of the top agents in my market, and when I looked at their sign, it was like their sign was everywhere. And for me, I wanted to do that. And unfortunately, I didn't have 50 listings at the time. And in order to get there, I wanted to have that perception. And more importantly, I wanted the consumer to be able to connect the dots when they saw my sign, to be able to say, oh, that's the same guy who sold the home down the street. So I started using my sign on all of my direct mail. Anywhere that you went, whether you saw my Hummer, you would always see my sign. I put my sign everywhere, and as a result, people saw my for sale sign everywhere, and it built a brand in their mind. I started to win mind share, which resulted in me getting market share. And here's what I learned. Every time you send a piece of direct mail, what a homeowner is going to do is they're going to sort their mail by the trash. And if it looks like spam or bulk mail, they're going to throw it simply in the trash as if they were not going to miss out on anything. And since I knew that, what I wanted to do is I wanted to get them to see my piece every single month, month over month, every month, regardless if they were selling now or they were going to sell 3 years from now. If somebody did a survey and knocked on their door and said, will you name a local real estate agent that services our community, specifically your neighborhood, I wanted them to say Michael Reese. And the only way I was going to do that if I transitioned into actually building a brand. And so part of building a brand, which was not only only having a sign, but was also involved having a differentiated value proposition, which what made me different and why they should reach out to me and do business with me. So a few things I want to point out on one of my most famous direct mail pieces, which I'm actually going to present for you and share with you, and you can more than welcome to swipe and deploy it in your market if it makes sense. But this particular card that worked best for me, it had a couple things. First of all, it had a very clear call to action, and it had a differentiated value proposition with a little bit of risk reversal. Now, if you're looking to do direct mail, let me give you a couple things you need to consider. One is your audience. You need to decide who are you going to be targeting. Direct mail has a pro and a con, and a lot of the times it can be very expensive to get to the point of learning all the lessons that you need to in order to make a direct mail campaign work. But I will tell you, if you want to make a direct mail campaign work, the first thing you need to do is find what my mentor, Gary Halbert, one of the best direct mail marketers in the world, mailed over 1 billion pieces of direct mail, said, you always want to have a starving audience. So are you targeting a starving audience, people that are looking, starving for your service? Are you going after expireds? Are you going after FSBOs? Are you going after absentee owners? Are you going after people who defaulted on their credit card? Are you going after individuals on the buy side that maybe leased a home 10 months ago and going after them based upon an affordability campaign? You have to decide who are you going after and what your strategy is. One strategy could be a very specific market, a very target to market probate, or it could be a geographic area. When you're doing a geographic area, your goal is to start to win market share and leverage the force multiplier. And what that means is once you get your first listing, there's another event to do a postcard. When you sell the house, there's another event to do a postcard. If you're working this specific market and this is the area that you're direct mailing, this is your target market, but you service sales over here, you sell a home over here, you want to tell them about it. You sell a home over here, you want to tell them about it. You want to put all of your energy and effort on that target market. That's when direct mail starts to have what I would consider is the compound effect. Every single mailer reinforces that you actually are a real estate professional with a value proposition that's going to be included on your mailer. Your mailer is going to include a testimonial, which is going to validate or demonstrate that you actually know what you're doing. And with every single impression, whether it's a just listed, a just sold, you're demonstrating and proving that not only are you in real estate, but you're actually selling homes. And so for direct mail, I think every real estate agent in 2021 and going forward is going to need to include QR codes. Now, I've actually done direct mail and included QR codes, and the only reason I included a QR code in my direct mail piece was because I actually received a direct mail piece that created so much curiosity, and it was an image of a video with a QR code to watch the video. And I was so interested based upon the headline of what the person was saying in the video that I actually downloaded an app and watched the video. And I just thought it was brilliant, but unfortunately it was before its time. Now QR codes are used for everything from trading cryptocurrency every single day to actually scanning a menu in a touchless eating environment where they want to give you the menu, but now they have the QR code on the back of the tray for you to scan and watch from your phone. Here's the point. Technology has changed, and because of that, it's created a unique opportunity. You used to have to download an app in order to scan a QR code. Now you can literally take a picture and your phone natively will actually know that this is a website and it will take the end user to the website. So I believe having a postcard with the QR code is probably the number one thing I would be testing, or at least here's what I mean. Not just testing, but including, because all good direct mail is going to have calls to action. What I mean by that is call me, text me, email me, go to this website. Everybody has a different way that they like to engage. Some people feel more comfortable calling. Some are going to feel more comfortable going to a website. When you give them that and you also give them the element of convenience right there on their phone, they don't have to use their big thumbs to type in the website www.whymyfriscohomeshouldSellFirst.com. They can just take a picture and be straight on the website. Then those are the types of things that, unless you've tested it, are going to start to increase your conversion. So if you're not doing direct mail, remember, you can target the market, which gives you the ability to leverage the average transaction price, because you can pick neighborhoods. There's a neighborhood. You know what neighborhoods average transaction prices are before you ever go there. On Facebook, someone can interact with your ad, but you don't know whether they live in a $100,000 house or $1 million house. But you just invested money into an ad to generate a lead that might be at the low end of the market market or might be in a geographical area that you don't service, might be 30 minutes away from you. So when you use direct mail, you know the neighborhood, you know the average transaction price, you know the turnover rate, you know what percentage of the people in the neighborhood, if you're going after a specific audience, like let's say all of the expireds, you know that information. You can go look at all the expireds that expired last year and look at what percentage of them sold, and that gives you a percentage. If it's 1 in 3, then you know you have a 30% chance of getting your messaging in front of a person that's actually looking to hire someone for your professional service, which brings me to the next point. So you have to have the right audience, expired, FSBO, probate, absentee owners, we talked about that. But what's equally as important is gonna be message. Do you have a compelling message? You're gonna hear this. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, let's just have a little pause real quick and go down there and hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you like what I'm teaching you, because I like putting out this type of information. When you hit the like button, let me know, hey, this is the information we like. And the only way I know that is if you hit the like button, turn on notifications if you subscribe, so you can know and be aware of all of the new content that we're creating, because we do create new content every single week just like this, that's going to help you turn strangers into clients. And I think you're going to want to know what that is. And so what I wanted to go back to, if you've been a subscriber, you've heard me say that Warren Buffett says when he invests in any company, the first thing that he looks for is a durable competitive advantage. Why should I do business with you over all alternatives or not doing anything at all? Well, for me, that's the most important thing. Who is your audience? How are you calling them out? Why should they even listen to you? And more importantly, once you have that message, you want to have a testimonial on the postcard that is reinforcing that message. That's actually demonstrating that you actually did what you said you were going to do. So let's say you have a postcard that makes the claim, thinking of selling, learn how you can earn up to 18% more selling your home by using an expert advisor rather than a traditional agent. You can do whatever you want, but let's say you have a message similar than that, and you have a testimonial on there of a lady that says, I sold my home for $9.64 more than the highest dollar per square foot in the neighborhood, or than the average, resulting in, insert a number, monetize that, resulting in $27,000 more than what we expected when we listed our property. Again, value not articulated is value not appreciated. So anytime you're going to do direct mail, you want to have the basics. You want to have the target audience. You want to have the compelling message. If you have the right target audience, a starving audience, and you have the right message with the right calls to action, then what you'll learn is that you can scale it. Because if it works in this neighborhood, it'll work in this neighborhood. If it works in this state, it'll work in this state. And that's the best thing about it, is you can start with 500 homes, you can move to 2,000 homes, you can move to 10,000 homes, and you now have a proven, repeatable, scalable client acquisition. And that, my friend, is what I love about direct mail. Now, here's what I want to leave you with. Anything you're going to do in direct mail also is going to work online. Let me say that again. Anything you do in direct mail is going to work online. So there's different strategies. In direct mail, you might put your actual direct mailer in a zip-up money bag. It's called a lumpy mail. But that goal or intention is to get attention in the mailbox and get it open. And you might do something similar online. So when somebody actually looks at your direct mail piece and they decide to take action, that was marketing's job. Marketing's job is to put somebody into a sales process. You need to make sure when you do direct mail that you have a sales process that's going to convert those opportunities into actual commissions, getting you a return on the direct mail. You can do great direct mail and have a terrible sales process, and you won't be able to afford to do direct mail because you won't have the ability to convert it. So it's not about just direct mail. It's what is the call to action? Is it asking them to go to online? When they get there online, what is the landing page? Is it congruent with what they saw in the direct mail? Is the messaging the same? Or did you take somebody from a non-branded to a branded landing page? All of those things are things that make direct mail not work. So I'll include a link below so you can download that. And if you like this video, again, make sure you hit the like button, turn on the notifications, and subscribe. And if you'd like to know the best offers that work, like I said, the ones that work online are going to work offline, then go check out the best offers that are working right now online. Maybe give you some ideas for your offline. Simply go to listingclass.com. Listingclass.com, there's a video. I update it usually every 30, 45 days with what's working right now. In markets where there's ridiculous competition, we're actually running ads, looking at the ROI, and we're giving you the ad copy, the landing page. We're showing you everything, soup to nuts, cradle to grave, everything you need to know in order to make things work online. And because you watch this video, you're probably interested in what's working offline, direct mail. Well, I'm telling you, if it works online, it works offline. So make sure you go check out listingclass.com. Until next time, the best life to live is a life by strategy.